Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Little Barry White, start your day.
Welcome back to the Mortgage Consummation Show.
I'm your guest host, Chris Kelso, here to talk about anything consummation and beyond.
We're getting to the point nobody's going to want to come back on
Wow,
the show.
that is true, right? But you've been hearing a voice here recently, and that voice who's been speaking throughout the show is none other but the great Jenna Devers with Devers
She is
Delivers.
like a 3 or 4 timer on this show.
Yeah, it's correct. She's a multi-timer with us.
She's a multi-timer.
Multi-timer over here.
A very experienced agent, started when she was 12.
Thank
That
you.
is correct.
Thank you.
Yep,
Yes.
and she's 15 right now.
Absolutely.
And
So-
She had a pretty devious little smile there when we said she was like a multi-timer. I don't know
yeah.
what's going on there.
I'm not
So you're having some anecdotal stories about stuff that happened during the rain. I'm sure I know you work with a lot of investors and you're working with some buyers. And so this is this is an epic event. I mean, it's a
Absolutely.
historic event. How did it impact your business?
Multiple ways. We had 4 closings that were supposed to take place last week that none of them took place. We had to go back and do reappraisals. I called all my clients and had to re-walk properties, make sure there was no damage. I found 2 that had roof damage. It came through a lot of water in the ceilings and multiple things of that nature. My clients were furious that they weren't able to close, but the best thing for them is to find this out now, make sure it's taken care of before they close, and then close on the home that they wanted, not a broken home.
Nothing like a great rainstorm to see if you got any issues with the roofs.
Absolutely.
And leakage, or window leaking and things
Absolutely.
like that. Because I know a lot of times the windows, that caulk starts shrinking after a while, and you can get a lot of water in through a window.
What starts shrinking after a while, by the way?
Caulk.
Shrinkage.
Especially, it sounded completely different than that, Rob.
Especially
Because you
in
get
the
shrinkage
cold.
on both sides.
Especially in the cold.
Yes, there is lots of shrinkage.
I'm so sorry.
And so I knew this conversation was going to go down quickly.
Sorry.
But anyway, but you can get rain in a lot of different places.
Yeah, and it's all in how you present it to your buyers or seller. They freak out, and you just explain this is the best thing for them. They don't really understand the process, and when they're getting calls from their lender saying, we've got to redo this, or we've got to redo that, the inspection, or we've got to go back out, they panic. They panic and think, oh, God, there's something wrong. We just have to reassure them, let them know, this doesn't happen all the time. This isn't the norm, but it's due to the circumstance. And they eventually calm down and eventually see why we do it, and they're fine.
Yeah, things go wrong, but most things are correctable. I mean,
Absolutely.
That's the issue. And of course, again, roof. Lenders I know particularly are concerned about roofs because their collateral can be gone in a short time if you got a bad roof. Period.
Well, I think we're
Absolutely.
concerned about anything associated with the collateral. Whether it be the roof or the sides or the ground.
But
it's on.
especially because water
Yes.
can do a lot of damage in a very short period of time.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's why typically if there's a lender required repair, it's usually a roof or a slab.
Right.
And so that's what they look for. And of course, they're looking on the appraisal ahead of time. Of course, the appraisal probably didn't indicate anything about the roof.
Exactly.
But until this happened, and then all of a sudden, we do have an issue.
Right.
We actually had one that is an investment property, and the people that owned it prior, the downspouts, instead of having a foot on the end, they had it go straight down into the dirt, which I expressed to my client, well, this has to be fixed. It's washing out underneath the home.
Typically they tie that into like a 3-inch pipe that goes out to the street, so it wasn't tied into anything?
No, I dug down. I dug down
wow.
to make sure.
She is
And
a full-service realtor.
I
so if you want
am.
to go out and dig down on your downspouts, she's the woman.
I service my clients. So,
Wow, I got nothing.
You want to be service? Give her a call.
so
I think we need to rename the show the Innuendo Hour.
that's it. That's
double,
it.
double entendre hour.
An Italian double entendre.
That's it. That is it.
But that's poorly done. Period. That was
Oh, absolutely.
completely wrong.
Well, we went out after the third day of rain, and I was looking at it. The entire back side of the property, because of the rain, I did say backside, thank you, Vaughn, was washed away. You could see completely under the back of the property. So we had a structural engineer come out just to take a look at it and see pillars and what all was needed. And what he had told us is the whole backside and at least 3 foot in around the front of the property as well, the soil was gone. It's just been washing away. So good for us, bad for him. And if he wants the sale to go through, he'll have to get the pillars and get mud pumped back underneath there.
Oh wow, that's extensive.
$19,000.
Mud pumped.
Oh,
Nothing
wow.
about that sounds good.
Yeah.
Oh no, you've never had a good mud pumping? I'll explain that later.
Yeah.
It's off air, kind of deal.
Wow.
Yeah,
Later
went to
on
the
in Joe's
correctional
corner.
facility recently, huh?
I think
Mud
he's-
pumping.
I think he's going to go back to Joe's corner. I was hearing them do some remodeling over there a while ago.
Yes.
Dave Dickinson, he's over there remodeling our tabletop here. So
We don't need this part of the counter.
it's looking pretty good over there, Dave. Thank you.
Installing a shower.
My mom always said, life is life.
We have to have the shower for the after mud pumping.
Yes,
So, yeah.
exactly. So now we look like we might have another series of rainstorms coming in. I understand.
Yay!
Tomorrow. So
Finally.
what? Yeah, yeah. We had 6 hours of no rain. I don't know what you can handle. So what are you going to advise your clients to do?
Well, we're going to be diligent in regards to making sure we are protecting the property. After we've already looked and gone around and checked the windows and other things of that nature. And I have talked to them about caulking, making sure that they've done what they're supposed to do on their due diligence.
We just lost Chris.
Uh-oh.
Again.
Oh, caulking?
You and your caulking.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
You know how building and remodelers are. They just want to caulk.
Yes, all the time. I have a special weapon for that as well. My own. And it's pink.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes you just have to tell the customer to get the caulk out.
Yeah.
absolutely.
And
I
get
have-
after it.
There is special caulk,
Yeah.
believe it or not. So with that, we need to be prepared and double check. Even though it's not wet now, doesn't mean it's not going to be wet with the next rain.
Yes, our producer's just shaking his head.
It is,
He's like,
there's always,
please don't go there.
always the opportunity to get wet.
Poor Josh. He's probably going to go back to the management and go, I can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
As we talked
I
about,
can't. I have a
the-
reputation to uphold. I can't participate in their show anymore.
Well, the ground is already so saturated, it can only take so much pounding from the rain. So it's just going to keep going and keep going. So we have to make sure that, yes.
And
Wayne, and you thought it was
great.
going to be a Dole show, huh?
Well, in between the innuendos, I think we maybe learned a few things on this show. I'm not
Yeah.
so sure, but one thing we
There went
can
our
say is it
reputation.
is important for those of you out there that are not in the real estate business to contact a professional that can help you with these really serious issues. If you're on the north side, I'd love to hear from you. I also want to give a shout out to my beautiful wife, Kathy, my daughter, Katie, and my son, Will. Hey, you
Good
guys.
thing you got that in. You'd have been in big trouble had you not done that.
Yeah.
It's always important. Family, family is very important. In fact, Gina and I talk about this all the time.
All the time.
We're all in this industry, and we crack up, but we're a family here, and everyone we bring on is a family. And you have to keep in mind the reason why you do what we all do what we do. At the end of the day, it's to be able to enjoy moments like this, but it's also to be able to enjoy moments with our family, with the kids, with our significant others, and it's what makes this community such a beautiful community.
And of course, we're going to be missing you like the next 2 weeks.
That is correct.
Because you are going to go spend time with your family. And you're heading somewhere.
Absolutely. I do have to spend some time with the family, and I do enjoy that every single year to be able to do so. But I know I'm leaving the show in good hands, though.
Oh,
Who's
God.
coming in?
Oh, no. Oh,
Wait a minute. Nobody told me
I
about
know, but
this.
Gina might be taking a pounding, so be
Oh,
careful.
there we go.
Anyway,
Nobody told me about leaving the show in good hands. I don't know if I'm on board.
so
with
we're
this.
coming against the last few minutes of the show.
That is true.
So for
Do I
Wayne,
get
Somebody
to leave
qualified
my
gets in here. It's going to
number?
ruin our
Yes, you do.
reputation.
My goodness.
but Wayne's got the mic right now. So Wayne, what
Yes.
do you want people to leave with?
Well, I would love, again, I'm in the Woodlands with Keller Williams, and my phone number is 805-3861. I would love to assist you, whether you're thinking about making a move, putting your home on the market, or you're trying to find just that perfect home. Give me a call. Check out my website, www.waynephillipsproperties.com.
And Gina.
My number is 832-588-7251, and my website is deversdelivers.com.
So, and Vaughn, you're over there just, I know you want to lead the show with something.
Yes, exactly. If you need help, if you've got some water damage, flood problems, you're worried about mold, call Vaughn Peterson at Clean Air, 832-276-6000.
And we've got Tim O'Neill right here next to me. Tim, advice.
If you would like to buy some tasty flood insurance, hit me up at ratpackagent.com. You're listening to the Real Estate Rat Pack Show. I'm the ratpackagent.com.
You know, and before we leave, by the way, we're up against a lot of time right here. We do have a caller right now. Eric is actually calling us. Eric, how you doing? Eric, are you there?
Me?
I heard something there.
I heard something there right at the very end.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we got you.
All right. Hey, long
Eric,
time
you got a few
listener,
seconds here. How you
first-time
doing?
caller. I'm doing great.
We got 1 minute before the show's over. What you got?
Hey, I just wanted to tell everybody how great Wayne is. He's been my realtor and friend for years, and he'll bend over backwards for you.
Wow.
There's nothing he can't do.
Thank you very much, Eric. I appreciate that.
So be sure to send him that $10 you promised him.
Right.
Hey, Eric, we're running out of time. Well, thanks for calling in, buddy. We appreciate the call.
Thank you.
Well, take us out, Chris.
You know, one of the things we tell everybody is I like to leave the show with a good quote. Today is no different, actually. It's a little bit appropriate. You know, we can use kayaking instead of the one I'm going to put in here, but it's like life is like riding a kayak. To keep your balance, you must keep moving, especially in this water that's been coming around and all this rain that we've
And
had.
stay,
sort of
by the way,
nonstop.
stay out of that water. It's not for recreation. It's full of bacteria, fecal matter and everything else. Don't get in it.
Stay
Did you
out of it.
just
But, you know,
say
I want a
fecal matter?
big shout out to all of our guests, Wayne,
Steve.
Gina, Tim, Vaughn Peterson, Dave Dickinson, everybody. Until next week, we are out.
And you've been listening to the Real Estate Rat Pack. The question is, who's Frank, who's Sammy, who's Dean, and who's the other guy?
Chris is Frank,
I'm
he's
Dean.
Dean, and I'm Sammy.
Yes, that right. Yeah.
So tune in to the really big show every Saturday at 9 a.m. right here on 100.7 The Word, KKHT.